Hello lovely beaders. Welcome back to my channel. Looking for a quick and lovely project? Today we're beading an old favorite of mine, the Clematis Pendant. You can create this lovely pendant in under 30 minutes. Come bead along with me. Start by stringing the 6 donut beads. Pull the beads down on your thread. Leave a tail that is comfortable for you and put a double knot on your thread to make a circle with the beads. Here's a trick for dealing with the starting tail right away without using another needle. Just go through the beads of the first circle. Keep a firm tension and this will pull the knot and the tail securely inside the beads. You can use this trick only when you start with larger beads. Do you see how the thread tail has gotten much shorter? You can safely cut this tail whenever you want. However, I'm going to leave mine a little longer. I like to use the tail as an anchor. String a drop bead between every donut bead. If you don't have Miyuki drop beads, you can use Toho small magatama beads. Or if you have small teardrops with the hole on the end of the bead, that could work too. I have beaded this pendant with both versions. One with magatama beads and one with small teardrop beads. Both versions were very beautiful. To start the new row, step out from the first drop bead. And string 2 bugle beads between the drop beads. Do not pull the thread because the bugle beads can cut your thread if they are strung too tight. Try to keep the drop beads on one side of the beading. That side will be the front side of your finished pendant. As you can see on the finished jewelry, these petals that we are now starting to build with bugle beads will not lie flat. This means the pendant will have a slight dome shape. Now I can cut my tail because I have the petals to hold on to. To start the new row, go up in the first bugle bead. String a drop bead and go down in the second bugle bead. Go up in the third bugle bead, but skip the drop bead between the bugle beads. Repeat this step around. And now we have a cute star shape. It is a little bit wobbly, but we are not finished yet. To start the new row, go through the drop bead on top of a petal. String 9 size 15 seed beads in color A and go through the drop bead that is sitting right after the bugle bead. This way the seed beads will sit on the side of the petal. String another 9 seed beads and go through the drop bead on top of the second petal. Repeat this step around. Since we have a moment, I'd like to ask for your support. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please consider subscribing and giving it a thumbs up. I share all my knowledge here for free, but to keep creating valuable content, your support is essential. Every like, comment, and share helps the channel grow and reach more people. If you'd like to go a step further, you can check out my tutorials and jewelry pieces. The links are in the description. Thank you so much for helping me keep this channel going. As you can see, the seed beads are not sitting in a perfect line just yet. But don't worry, the next row will put them right in their place. Go down in 7 seed beads from the first seed bead unit. Leave the last 2 untouched. String a drop bead and go up in the next seed bead unit, but skip the first 2 beads. And repeat around. I know this is the 3rd week in a row that I've brought you a simpler beading project. I just want to say thank you so much for sticking with me and for still being here. I promise, more complex patterns are coming soon, but we are still very busy with the process of selling our house. As you can imagine, it's not easy to sell a house when you're living 2 countries away. Before our final step, let's make the beaded loop for the pendant bail. It's better to do this now so we don't have to lead the thread back here again. You can make your loop on top of 1 petal or between 2 petals. I prefer it between 2 petals, so I lead my thread to a drop bead that I just strung between 2 seed bead units. String 6 seed beads and go through the drop bead again to make a circle with the beads. Go through the beads again to secure this bead loop. Now that the bead loop for the hanger is ready, we can make our final step. First, we need to lead our thread to a drop bead between the donut beads. So I will go through the seed bead unit. Then I will go through the drop bead on top of the petal and then down through the second seed bead unit. This way I can exit from the drop bead that is between the 2 donuts. String 3 size 15 seed beads in color B, a drop bead and 3 size 15 seed beads in color B. And go through the next drop bead that is sitting between the donuts. Repeat this step around. The pendant is finished. You need to finish off your thread before you cut it. Finish your thread by putting some double knots on it and go through some beads before you cut it. I'm leading my thread to the back of the pendant to try to catch the threads between the donut beads for my double knots. Usually I make my double knots by finding a thread bridge between 2 beads and I make a loop with the thread. I make a double knot using that loop. And I pull the knot into a bead to hide it. You should make at least 2 or 3 of these double knots before you cut your thread. The most important rule: never cut your thread right after a knot. We need to put a bail into the bead loop. I am using a pinch bail, but you can use any type of hanger if you put a jump ring into the beaded loop and attach the hanger to that jump ring. It's not always easy to close a pinch bail, but try to squeeze it very tightly. You need to make sure the thread cannot slip out between the prongs of the bail. I thread my necklace base through the bail and I have a new necklace. And that's the end of today's video. If you watched it and liked it, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for spending time with me. See you next week.